So I'm going to take you through your lunge timeline, okay? So we are going to start with a very simple variation of the lunge. We're going to move all the way through to one of the most advanced variations of the lunge. Now to start with, okay, we're going to keep things closed chains. We're going to keep both feet on the ground. We're going to go into that basic bodyweight split squat because we want to know that we've got good strength through both legs, one foot in front of the other, keeping the gap between your ankles. We're loading the front foot. We're going to drop and drive into that front leg. And what that's going to do is allow us to know that you're pain-free, you're confident both sides, and it allows us just to build up that basic conditioning and strength of that single leg. From here, you're going to move into a reverse lunge variation. A reverse lunge to knee drive, reverse lunge to step up, but reverse lunge. So we're going to pop the leg behind us, drop down into it. Key here is not to overstride, okay? We're looking to get that knee to ground as we look to then drive up to full extension, either putting your foot back to standing or keeping it off the ground. Completely, it's always based on the variation that you're given. Reverse lunge is always is my call because I want to see us putting more load into our posterior chain and not through the anterior aspect of our knee, okay? So especially with a lot of, in terms of rehab and bringing it back to performance, looking after the knees is essential. From this reverse lunge, we can then go into that forward lunge, okay? And again, not looking to overstride, keeping that footstep nice and consistent from side to side. We're looking to work on driving our weight down into the heel, driving back up to that standing position. Once you're getting confident in that forward lunge, we're then going to take you into a lunge complex. Okay, and this is where I like to bring in the forward and the reverse lunge in one rep. So you're going to sort of step forward, travel all the way behind into that reverse lunge to equal 1 rep. This is just a fantastic way of just building up a hell of a lot of work in a very short amount of time through pretty much every muscle group in your leg, and it's just going to build up the capacity and the conditioning of your leg, especially when we start to add load, add weight, and add more resistance. From here, we're now going to move into a lateral aspect. We're going to be moving into the stepping away. So instead of moving in this forward and backwards line of sight, we're now going to be moving out away from our center of mass. So we're now going to be moving laterally into this lateral lunge. Okay, so there's different variations here, but what we're looking to do, holding the weight across the chest or either side of us, stepping out, stepping back, looking to pivot on that stationary foot to create a lot more work through the inside of our groin, your adductors and your hamstrings, as well as your quads, etc. Working both sides and getting more competent. Now the last variation I'm going to share with you on the lunge timeline is your overhead lunge. Now with dumbbells, with a barbell, guys, or the weight plate, the most important thing here, guys, is holding good shape and good form. And the limiting factor here is going to be your overhead position. And it's one of the biggest limiting factors to a lot of people's performance is their thoracic mobility. So by this point, you should have worked through on improving your mobility from head to toe. So you should be able to hold better positions. Okay, so you do not want to be just jumping into overhead lunge work because you want to make sure that you're competent lower body, but also have the competency and the confidence in your upper body as well. But once you're here, overhead, arms straight, we're looking to kind of keep that weight directly up over our center of mass as we lunge through, and the limiting factors or where the load's going to be hit most is going to be coming through your core, obviously through your upper back, and obviously through your legs. So it's a fantastic variation to kind of finish on. And again, barbells, kettlebells, dumbbells, you can use any kind of load, but essentially it's always going to be about it's going to be the version that exposes you the most. So really nice timeline, guys, loads of stuff on there. But again, you're going to be seeing a lot of these exercises within your program.